What's going on YouTube? Today, let's talk about FaceApp. It's been in the news today. It's been trending. Phil Defranco covered it. So if you want an in-depth look, I would definitely suggest watching his video. At least the first article that he talks about deals with that after this. Basically, you're getting my thoughts on it, which are supremely abbreviated with very little research, because they're way better outlets that will give you the facts. Basically, what you're getting from me is my thoughts on it and my speculation about it. Because when I heard about this earlier, I did not think that it was going to be a huge thing, a huge talk about for today. Primarily because some stuff like this, it shows up in the news and it disappears. And what I discovered today was that this was not the first time that claims like this about Facebook app pirating your information, pictures, whatever. It's not the first time that it showed up. A resource that I still use to this day that's been around for a while now is Snopes, Snopes, description in below. But basically, it's a website that covers claims like this. It covers internet urban legends and rumors and stuff like that, and it will either confirm them or debunk them. And this showed up in a February 2018 article or a question on whether or not FaceApp was stealing information. Now, just because they debunked this as being false, I still say use your own discernment, because they could be that good. This could be a super cover, and this could really be something serious. Personal thoughts, I doubt it. I think it's a cash grab more than anything else. You download the app on your phone, and of course, you're granting permission. It's up to you. Grant permission to use your photos. But there's a whole lot of features on that app that are held behind a paywall. Sure, you can do the how do I look old and how do I look as a opposite gender or more traditional gender, however you want to put it. But there's a whole lot of other filters and options on there that's behind a paywall. A paywall I don't think anybody should be investing in, but it's there for those that want that goofy stuff. And I think there's a 3-day free trial. Said it before, say it again. Let me pay for the app. Let me do what I want for paid for. I'm getting tired of these subscription-based services. And I think this is one of them, weekly basis nonetheless, where you get your 3 days free and then you're paying per week. I think that's the case. I don't care so much as to even open the app up to see for sure and drop all that stuff in. But yeah, there's a paywall. So they're trying to get money out of this. And I'd be more skeptical if it was a 100% free app that does what they do. And there's plenty of real crappy Facebook stuff that claim to do the same thing that does not do as good a job. Basically, if you're not completely informed on what happens when you do this, your picture's not being processed on your phone. The picture is being loaded to a cloud server. That picture you select is what they're saying. I'd like to believe that's the case. But that picture is being uploaded to the cloud and is being processed on their computers, which are far more powerful than even your phone. Then it's being re-dropped back to you with the final results, and supposedly that picture disappears on their server after that, after a certain amount of time. That's what's supposed to happen. What percent of that happens, that's up to you to decide. But the big problem is not really the app as much as it is their terms of service. That's pretty much is probably a cookie cutter contract that pretty much protects them from anything they may want to do in the future. Because the way things stand now, they may not be selling information and they may be completely honest, but That doesn't mean it has to be the case in the future if you lay that groundwork in as early as you do. And I think a whole lot of apps that may not even start with I was about to call it a pay-to-win mechanic, but a subscription mechanic, they could have stuff lying in their contract from the very beginning before even starting that stuff, just so that you can agree to it. And when they feel like pushing that out, it's there. So what's the takeaway from all of this? Don't believe that FaceApp is the only app that you've used in the past couple of months. If you're a phone user, don't think that that's the only app that you've probably granted that type of permission to. Unless you are reading every single terms of service of every single app that you download, you've probably left yourself open for advertising cliches like that time and time again. It's up to you. You either want to be all in or all out, because something is going to use your information. Something is going to sell your information. It's up to you. I don't think that you need to go around, knocking people that do things like that, because, it's different for everybody. It's different for everybody. Most of it's harmless. The idea that things can come out like this and be informative to you, that's a plus. And I definitely appreciate the referrals, I guess you can say, to articles like these, because we have to keep a lookout. We have to look out for one another. So definitely doesn't mean that we don't want to, do our own self-research afterwards. So we're not blindly going into things, and we're not blindly sharing information just because it sounds true. Still have to do just about our own little measure of research. And hey, there's that. I think that's what needs to be done. I've talked about this way longer than I intended to. So what do you think about it? And if you follow me on Instagram, you know that I've used the app. My thoughts on apps like that: if I see my face on some Russian advertisement or whatever, I really don't care. I'm already paranoid to the point of believing that that's probably already happening. I could go into that in way larger detail, but yeah, I just don't care. When I first got my Android phone, I knew that Google was using information in order to better modify their own machine learning and blah, blah, blah. Apple, Google, they all do it. It's analytics. That's what they call it. You want to share analytics with Apple or Google so that they can better their own products or blah, blah. Go ahead. I don't care. Let me be one of your test subjects. That's how I feel about it at the moment. What about you? I'll leave that. That's it for today. And let's see what tomorrow brings. Peace.